This is a discussion about ear insufflation. We're going to be discussing instruments being used to deliver ozone through that method. Typically what you see in the marketplace is a stethoscope that's been modified to deliver ozone to the ears. The problem with that is that the ear tips are made to seal, and so number one, you've got a seal that you don't want to have. You don't want to have pressure inside the auditory canal. And so you end up with putting cotton over that, which degrades the ozone, lessens the effectiveness. And then the second thing, it delivers the ozone through a hoop that's either made of aluminum or stainless steel, sometimes plastic. And on top of that, you've got silicone tubing, and typically it comes in a package with a tubing that's 36 inches long. And so those are the issues with the what the modified stethoscope is all about. And comparing that to an instrument that's designed specifically for delivering ozone. This instrument has Teflon tips. Everything that touches ozone is Teflon, including the fine 1 millimeter diameter Teflon tubing feeding the ozone to the tips. It goes through here. You can see it in the center of this silicone tubing. You see the inner tube there, the coaxial tube of Teflon goes up, and then comes out these tiny little orifice, 1 millimeter diameter, out delivered to the ears. We also have disposable silicone cups or tips here. They're real small, they're soft and easy on the ears, and they're disposable, so you're not reusing them with other patients. So let's take those off for now. The other thing about this is that we're going to be comparing apples and apples, so starting right at the hoop, we're going to measure these two, and they're the same length. And I'm going to pull it a little bit. They're the same length. So we're apples and apples, the same length tubing, different diameter, different material. So let's go ahead and test the concentration of ozone as well as the time it takes to reach peak concentration with the modified stethoscope. We're going to put it connected to our ozone in toward the analyzer. It's a Medizone analyzer, and it's going to be testing the micrograms per milliliter of gas. We've got a generator system here. It's called a combo unit. It includes the generator, a vacuum pump inside. That's for when you use your vacuum, and also an oxygen cylinder and regulator, all in one package. It's easy to carry. So let's go ahead and test. We're going to test at 1/32 liter per minute. We need to connect our tubing here to the top of the generator, make it snug. Okay, now let's zero in on our readings so we can see what's happening. And see if I can get the dial in there. Okay, so we're going to start with 1/32 liter per minute. And we have 0, everything's connected up. We're going to turn on the clock or the timer as well as the generator at the same time, and to determine how long it takes for the ozone to go through this tube, into the ear insufflator, into the unit, and then readings. So we're going to take a reading here. When this gets to its peak, we'll document that. And at the same time that peak hits, we'll have a stop here. And we'll stop the clock so we can see how long it took to get from the generator to the ear tips. So we're at 27, 28 seconds. And we'll be documented on this paper here. Flow rate right now is 1/32 liter per minute. And we're going to be checking out when it reaches its peak at 1/32. Also how many times it took to get there. And this is the modified stethoscope. So we're at 48 seconds. It's starting to move down here. And remember, we're looking for peak, not just motion. So we're at 63, 68, 70, 76, 85, 86, 87, we're still climbing, 90, 91, 92, 93, That's it. Okay, 93, 1 minute, 32 seconds. Let's turn our generator off. 1 minute, 32 seconds. And it was at 94.3. Okay, so that's our reading there. 94.3 at 1 minute, 32 seconds. Now let's go ahead and do it at 1/16th liter per minute. So what we're going to do is let that flush out. Let's go speed up the flush. We want this to be back to 0. We'll zero this out. It's getting close. Okay, we're at 0. Now we're going to go to 1/16th liter per minute. Do everything the same. Turn this on at the same time of the clock. And obviously it's going to be faster because we have twice the speed of flow, 1/16th versus 1/32. So let's see what we have. There we're at 12, 13, 15 seconds. There's a little residual in there from the last time, but you'll see it move. Now it's starting to move. Now remember, we're reading the peak time to get to it, takes to get to its peak. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87. Oh, right, there's a peak. So 87.7. 87.7 took 48 seconds. Now let's let that flush out, and we'll do the next reading. Turn this off. And this time we're doing 1/8. That's right there. And we're starting at 0. Start this at 0. I still got a little ozone on the line. Let's get it cleared out. Okay, so we're at 1/8 now. We're ready to start this next round. Timer and start. Now obviously this is going to be quicker than last time because we're, again, double the speed of flow. Watch for this to move, and when it hits its peak, we'll stop the clock. It's starting to move. '63, '64, '65, '66, '65. That's it right there. Okay, so we've got 66.5, 66.5, and it took 30 seconds. 30 points. So it's called 31 seconds. Okay, and when that zeroes out, we'll go ahead and I'll turn this off. Not going to zero out until we turn off the generator. Okay. Okay, so we're cleaning out now. Now let's go ahead and do our 1/4. It's right here. Reset our clock. And this one should be much quicker. We'll stop it when it hits its peak. It's 1/4. It's 37.4, 37, 38. We're right there. 16 seconds. was 38. Okay, so that's all we're going to do. Now let's go ahead and do the same round with the ear insufflator instrument that's designed for ear insufflation. We'll connect it up. I'm going to put little tips on there. It'll connect to the connectors there. And over here. And we'll connect the tubing to the generator. Same length, different diameter, different material. And we're going to got that flushed out, so let's go back down to 1/32 liter per minute, reset our clock. Now we're going to go ahead and time, this is Teflon tubing, 1 millimeter internal diameter Teflon tubing going through all Teflon connectors, connections, and earbuds to the ears. Let's go ahead and start this. Same time. And when it reaches its peak, we'll stop it. Okay, we're 110, 129, 133, 135, peak. Okay, so 18 seconds, we're at 135. And let's flush it out. It'll flush out much quicker also because, again, it passes through this finer line much more quickly. So we're almost there. Reset the clock. And we're going to go to 1/16 and start everything same as before. And I'm going to stop it at its peak. 10, 82, 101, 103, that's it. Okay, 10 seconds, 103. We'll call it 11 seconds, round it up. 103. Let's flush it out. And next time we'll do a reading for 1/8 liter per minute. See how much more efficient it is. It happens so quickly in this fine tubing. Same length, just a finer bore. Okay, we're flushed out. Now we're doing 1/8 liter per minute. Reset our clock. Ready to start. This is going to be much quicker. 59, 74, 75. That's it. So at 8 seconds. And it was 74 or 75 it was. And let's flush that out. And we'll go to 1/4. Okay, it's all ready to go. Reset our clock. Ready, start. Stop when it hits its peak. 48, 49, that's it right there. 41. Okay, so 41 is 7 seconds. We'll call it, 7 seconds. It was 41. Okay, let's flush that out. So here are the results, and this is significant. So this column here is the modified stethoscope with silicone tubing, aluminum or stainless steel hoop, and plastic or rubber tips. So we had time elapsed and the concentration. Same generator, same everything else, but this time we use the ear insufflation instrument that uses Teflon parts where ozone touches. Notice the difference between the concentration of 94.3 versus 135. That's profound. On the next, another study we did on tubing makes a difference. You'll see significant difference, as we see right here, between silicone and Teflon. Not only size, but also the material. And then at 1/16 second, it was 87 peak, and here's 103. Delivery time was 48, and delivery time was 11. And then at 1/8 is 66 peak, 75 peak, 31 seconds versus 8 seconds. And then finally the quarter liter per minute, 38.7 versus 41. Notice they're fairly similar as you get longer out, but the seconds that get delivered is 16 versus 7, and it's pretty hard to catch it. But there's a very profound difference between a modified stethoscope and an ear insufflation instrument that's designed specifically for delivering ozone. Not only is it more hygienic because it has disposable tips, it's more functional, and you don't build pressures inside the ears.